Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's severe weather update. A severe weather outbreak is likely across Texas and Louisiana today. And looking at the Day 1 convective outlook, an enhanced risk of severe weather has been issued for much of central through eastern Texas and western Louisiana in the orange shaded area today, with a slight risk in the yellow shaded area from northwest through southern Texas into southern Arkansas and eastern Louisiana, with a marginal risk in the dark green surrounding that. Also, a marginal risk across portions of Ohio, northwest Pennsylvania, and western New York. And unfortunately, we do have the potential to see numerous tornadoes today, especially across eastern Texas and western Louisiana, where a 10% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location has been issued by the Storm Prediction Center in the yellow shade area. If you live in the hatched area, you could be seeing a couple of tornadoes that are EF2 or stronger today, so make sure you're preparing for numerous tornadoes today, especially in the yellow hatch shaded area, including Lufkin, Texas, and Alexandria, Louisiana. Make sure you have your tornado shelter plan in place if a tornado warning is issued for your location. We have a 5% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location in areas like Austin, Texas, Waco, Texas, and Shreveport, Louisiana, and a 2% tornado risk in areas like Dallas, Texas, Greenville, and Jackson, Mississippi. I forgot to mention Houston is in the 10% tornado risk. Looking at the damaging wind risks today, we have a 30% chance of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour or stronger within 25 miles of a location in the red shade area across eastern Texas and western Louisiana. We have a small hatched area where we could be seeing wind gusts of 75 miles per hour or stronger in some scattered locations, and this includes Houston, Texas, and Alexandria, Louisiana. So make sure you're on guard for numerous damaging wind gusts in the red shaded area. We have a 15% damaging wind risk in the yellow shaded area, extending into south and central Texas and far southern Arkansas and western Mississippi. 5% damaging wind risk in the brown, as well as a 5% damaging wind risk across portions of the Great Lakes. And then looking at the large hail threat, this is looking like the most significant threat, as we have a 30% chance of quarter-size hail or larger within 25 miles of a location across central through East Texas, and then a 15% hail risk in the yellow, 5% chance in the brown. If you live in this black hatched area today, I would be parking my cars in the garage, as we have the potential to see golf ball to tennis ball to baseball, maybe even a couple of reports of softball size hail in this black hatched shaded area. So if you live in areas like San Antonio, Austin, Waco, Lufkin, Houston, Texas, make sure you're parking your cars in the garage, as large destructive hail is likely. Unfortunately, looking at tomorrow, it gets even worse. I'm going to be briefly touching on this today, but I'll be doing a more in-depth report on tomorrow's severe threat tomorrow morning. A moderate risk has been issued for portions of Louisiana, central southern Mississippi, and western Alabama in the red shade area for tomorrow, with an enhanced risk covering much of Louisiana into north central Mississippi, into central southern Alabama, the western Florida panhandle in the orange shaded area, slight risk covering much of the south in the yellow, marginal risk in the dark green surrounding that. Unfortunately, this does include a 15 hatched area for tornadoes across portions of Louisiana and Mississippi, and a large 10% hatched area extending into Alabama, western Florida, and most of the state of Louisiana. So I am kind of worried that we're going to be seeing a tornado outbreak tomorrow across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and western Florida. So make sure you're really paying close attention to the weather if you live across this area tomorrow. And then unfortunately, we also have a 30 and 45% chance of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour stronger within 25 miles of a location across parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama tomorrow as well. So we could be looking at the potential for a small scale derecho across this area as well. And thankfully, tomorrow's hail threat is going to be on the low side, with only a 15 and 5% chance in the yellow and brown shade areas for tomorrow, respectively. Now we're going to be timing out the storms over the next couple of days across the south. So, as we go through the morning and early afternoon, numerous strong to severe storms are going to be moving across central Texas through northeast Texas. These could be producing a large hail, especially when they first develop. Going through about noon, a lot of potential hail producers in areas around Austin through Waco, through around Tyler, Texas, and across northwest Texas as well. A lot of hail producers going into 1, 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon. Could be seeing that damaging wind threat materialize across areas of northeastern Texas as we get Boeing segments. And then, of course, more hail producing storms possible in northwest Texas into the early afternoon, middle to late afternoon. Another round of hail producing storms is likely going to develop across the hill country. These are going to push east into the evening, and going into around 8, 9 o'clock, could be seeing large hail producing storms, golf ball, tennis ball, baseball size, hail producers moving into areas like Temple, Waco, maybe further south into Austin, maybe further north into Waco, and the northern hill country. And then going through the evening and overnight, multiple hail producers into East Texas. A giant MCS is going to develop across southern Texas and move across central and southeast Texas through the overnight early morning hours, leading to a damaging wind threat. And this mesoscale convective system is going to push east into Wednesday. This is where we're going to be starting to see the potential of a tornado outbreak with cells ahead of the mesoscale convective system, and that damaging wind threat with the main line going into about 1 o'clock Wednesday. A very strong line of storms producing numerous damaging wind gusts and tornadoes moving across Louisiana and Mississippi. Going into 2, 3, 4 o'clock, just a lot of very strong storms with the line pushing through Mississippi and a lot of embedded supercells producing tornadoes. Going into 5, 6, 7 o'clock, the line pushes into Alabama, producing very strong winds for a widespread area, as well as numerous tornadoes going into about 7 o'clock, and then going to 8, 9, 10, 11, severe storms continue across Alabama and Florida. Unfortunately, it's not just the severe weather. We're going to have a big time flooding threat as well. Looking at some of these rainfall accumulations in the HRRR model, we're looking at widespread areas seeing 4 to 8 inches of rain across portions of northeast Texas, central northern Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Alabama. So this is going to produce a pretty dangerous flood threat, as this is going to occur within the next 24 to 48 hours across this area. And taking a look at our excessive flooding rainfall outlook, a moderate risk has been issued for today across portions of East Texas, Louisiana, southern Arkansas, northwest Mississippi in the red shade area, with a slight risk of flooding from eastern New Mexico through Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, southwest Kentucky, marginal risk in the dark green. And then looking at tomorrow's flooding threat, we have another moderate risk across East Mississippi, central Alabama, southwestern Georgia, massive slight risk covering most of the South and Tennessee Valley, marginal risk in the dark green for tomorrow, extending into the Ohio Valley. So this is going to be a 2-day very dangerous severe weather event, likely a 2-day severe weather outbreak, and tomorrow is looking like a tornado outbreak. So make sure you have your tornado shelter plan in place today across East Texas and Louisiana, and tomorrow across Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, even western Florida. Thanks for watching. Please stay safe and have a wonderful day, my friends.